filed by a voter, that's Sami Kemboi, seeking nullification of the Marakwet East parliamentary election. They are challenging the election of the Member of Parliament Kangogo Bowen's win. So that's what's happening right now at a high court in Eldoret. We're also live for you at a high court in Kisii, where a gubernatorial ruling is being read at this particular moment. Now, the challenge with that court is that the court is small, a lot of interested parties, so the security forces there are having a hard time controlling the crowds that are there. Now, two voters will know the fate of their petition shortly. They are challenging the election of Kisii Governor James Ongwae. They are saying that he tampered with the election process and used county funds in this campaign. We're following those two matters, both from Eldoret and Kisii, and as soon as the rulings have been concluded, we'll bring you those updates as soon as possible. But one ruling has already been concluded at the Milimani Law Court. The High Court has dismissed an election petition filed against Majority Leader in the National Assembly and Garissa Township Member of Parliament Aden Duale. The petition by the former Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Farah Maalim, was dismissed on grounds of lacking merit. Justice Hedwig Ongudi, in her judgment, dismissed grounds advanced by Maalim, among them that IBC employed partisan staff, that Duale bribed voters, and that some voters were denied their right to vote.
Examined all the allegations made by the petitioner against the available evidence and found none of them proved to the required standard. I've found no irregularity and or malpractice that could have affected the result of the election of the Member of Parliament for Garissa Township constituency. The above analysis and my findings in respect of each of the allegations raised points to one single conclusion. The conclusion is that the third respondent was validly elected as Member of Parliament for Garissa Township constituency in the election held on 8th of August 2017 after garnering 21,300 votes. The petition stands dismissed.
Farah Maalim left that court with costs of 6 million Kenya shillings. He, however, says he will appeal this in the Court of Appeal. On the other hand, jubilant Aden Duale, of course, was seen celebrating with supporters, family members, etc. This is what he had to say after Judge Hedwig Ongudi read out that ruling.
Almighty God, I want to thank the great lawyers led by Senior Counsel Ahmed Nasir, and I'm sure the people of Garissa Township have been upheld. They gave me overwhelming support, where I bet my opponent by over 8,000 votes. In 2007, 2013, and 2017, they have confirmed that they believe in the delivery of development to my constituency. So I am happy today we have an opportunity and energy and time to serve my coalition at Parliament as the leader of majority and to make sure that the Jubilee administration continues with its development agenda for the people of Garissa Township. Thank you very much.
Aden Duale speaking to members of the press a couple of minutes ago, immediately after leaving the Milimani courtroom where his victory was upheld and the petition against him brought by the former Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly dismissed by the court. Well, let's now take you to Wajir County, where Hassan Mugambi is on standby to tell us a little bit about what has taken Interior CS Dr. Fred Matiang'í there, matters security, of course. Hassan Mugambi, good morning. Tell us a little bit about the program of the CS today.
Well, very good morning to you too, Ahiga, back at studio. The program here is quite a tight one today for the Interior Cabinet Secretary. Currently, he is locked up in a meeting with the senior county security chiefs. That is the regional coordinator, Ambassador Mahmoud Saleh, as well as the Deputy Inspector General in charge of Administration Police, who is Nur Gabo. They are currently meeting with security chiefs in this particular area to just address some of the challenges that can be addressed in an immediate format. And then right after that, he will be meeting locals of this particular area together with local chiefs so that they can have a public baraza here at the sitting of the county administration. This is the county commissioner's office, but then again, right behind me is the baraza that is waiting for the address of the Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'í, who is visiting this particular place to assess the security situation. Remember, this is an area that has had its fair share of challenges in as far as security is concerned. Just on the 16th of February, we had an attack here that led to the death of 2 teachers and a wife to one of the teachers who were killed in Garissa, school, and that led to a lot of teachers trying to who are not locals of this particular county trying to move away or seeking transfers from the TSC to be moved away from this place. But that is something that Fred Matiang'í has been very much against, saying that a Kenyan should be able to work in any part of this country regardless of the kind of security situation, promising that actually he will be in the front line of maintaining security in this area, so that even the local teachers who are or rather non-local teachers in Wajir County can get to work here without a fear of attacks from the dreaded Al-Shabaab militia that has actually taken a toll on this frontier county here. Remember, just the border of Kenya and Somalia is not very far away from where we are currently, but then again, he is saying that security going forward will be maintained here in Wajir and the northeastern Kenya as a whole, that is the Garissa county and of course Mandera county and Wajir, where we are standing. Over to you now.
Mugambi, is a visit by the CS enough? What promises are they making in terms of beefing up security numbers that they're ready to deploy to protect teachers, especially non-locals? And this is what we are hearing, Hassan Mugambi. On one hand, we are told 400 teachers who are non-locals have escaped Wajir. We're also told at this time that teachers from Wajir, Mandera and Garissa have camped at TSC in Nairobi. They are demanding to be transferred. Is that visit by the CS Matiang'í enough, Hassan? What are you hearing?
Well, the visit might not be enough because, plain words in matters of security, plain words will never be enough, because action must follow, and stern action for that matter. We have the information that the teachers are camping at TSC offices demanding transfer, but then again, Matiang'í has been a champion of maintaining that security should be maintained in all areas of this country. Remember, he was in Elgeyo Marakwet last week, where he said that the teachers there need not to be afraid of the local communities so that they can seek transfers, saying that it is the failure of the security chiefs in those particular areas to maintain security so as to have those teachers work without fear. So he is coming in with the solution of maintaining security, but in the short term, we are still waiting to see what exactly he is going to be talking about today. We were in one of the schools here in Wajir County, where local teachers and both local and non-local teachers are in practice going on, but then again, there was just a few people, or rather just a few teachers who are not locals who have stayed on despite the security challenges that are facing them. Remember, their colleagues have left and traveled down to Nairobi to seek to demand rather for transfer from the TSC, but whether that one is going to happen anytime soon is something that we are waiting, and of course we're waiting for the kind of solutions that the security minister is going to be offering here in Wajir County. He is yet to address us. We are going to put some of those questions to him so that he can just tell us what is his plan in as far as securing this region is concerned. Remember, it is not the first time this is happening. We have seen a mass exodus of teachers after the Arabia bus attack. We have seen a mass exodus again of teachers after the Garissa, the unfortunate Garissa attack that led to the 147 people, mostly students, lost their lives. We have seen mass exodus of teachers, but then again, they are persuaded to come back into this region. Some of them that have chosen to stay on in the school that we were are saying that they have the interest of the students at heart, so they cannot just leave until they have delivered that which they were brought here to deliver. That is, channeling out education to the children of Wajir County.
Thank you so much, Hassan. I can only imagine how the children of Wajir County are keenly following the activities there. Some of their favorite teachers have probably, do not want to go to class, have moved out, and their education, in many ways, is at stake, because with fewer teachers now there and the student number remaining the same, the quality of education could also drop. So a lot is at stake there, and we'll all keenly wait to hear what the CS has to say after that closed-door meeting. Well, from Wajir County, we now take it to Nyeri County, where our Martin Munene informs us that, data coming out that 4 out of 5 companies, water companies to be specific, have lost money to the tune of 191 million Kenya shillings in terms of unaccounted for reports. The losses are attributed to unexplained volumes of lost water of up to 64%. To give us more details about this, to help us get better understanding, let's bring in Martin Munene. Paint that picture for us, Martin.
A very good morning to you, Wahiga Mora, from Nyeri County, and we're coming to you live from the very center of Nyeri town. And what is happening here is that there is a report by the Auditor General that has been scrutinized by the Public Accounts Committee in the County Assembly of Nyeri concerning water companies in this particular region. The county has 5 water companies, and out of the 5, 4 of them are actually losing a lot of water, and once that is equated into money, it comes to about 191 million shillings. The 4 companies, that is Mawasco, Omwasco, Nawasco and Tawasco, are actually losing water. The only company that are losing money, the only company that is actually on the right track when it comes to that is Nyawasco, which ironically is actually ranked the best in the country. What is happening, Wahiga, is that the companies have actually not been functioning as they should. The amount of water that they draw from the river or from the sources, once they process it, and it's meant to reach consumers, about 64% of that particular water actually goes to waste. And therefore, all the resources that are actually used in ensuring that the companies get water, then that becomes a loss. And therefore, that report is actually questioning how sustainable these companies are. And according to the members of the County Assembly, the recommendations that some of them are making is that there is need to look into these water companies and actually dissolve them, so that they actually change the management or combine them into one large water company in the county. Now, Wahiga, why this is interesting is because, as you've heard, 64% of the water that is actually produced is wasted. Now, the picture here being that there should be excess water, but that is not the case. A lot of families or a lot of homes in Nyeri County do not have actually piped water, and therefore companies are producing water and the water is wasted, yet a lot of people do not have water in their homes. And also, apart from the fact that these companies are losing water, there are also questions of how the management runs these particular water companies. For example, one of the companies, that is Omwasco, the committee that was probing this particular report questioned why, for example, there was an awarding of tenders to buy motorbikes in that particular water company to the highest bidder, yet there were people who actually had, for example, one motorbike the person who got the tender was selling one motorbike in excess of 200,000 shillings, yet there was somebody willing to sell the same motorbikes for less than 100,000. And so the committee was asking, why was this particular person or this particular company awarded the tender? But also there's also the question of these people, they say that they've not been able to collect debt that is actually accumulated. For example, in that particular company, Omwasco, they say that they have debt of up to 40 million shillings that they are owed by companies and organizations, and also county government, I mean, therefore saying that they've not been able to recover this amount, once again bringing the question of how they are able to run such a company. But also interestingly, Wahiga Mora, there's also allegations that part of the fire, the fire rescue people or the people in charge of ensuring that fire is actually quenched, there are allegations that they have been actually fetching water from these companies and selling them to individuals. And so the MD of Mwasco was actually saying that, for example, in Karatina that happens. And therefore these questions of whether these companies are well managed, of course, remain, Wahiga. Now, the County Assembly of Nyeri wants to see that to see these boards actually dissolved, and therefore, and then after them being dissolved, they be put together into one company that is efficient. An example is Nyawasco, which actually runs at a profit in this particular county, and it is ranked the best in the country. Therefore, just two extremes of 4 companies doing extremely poorly and one company doing very well. Wahiga.
Allegations, counter-allegations. We certainly hope the county will be able to get to the bottom of this, and those responsible will be charged and prosecuted. Thank you so much, Martin Munene, for giving us an update regarding our situation around water companies, queries over how money has been spent and loss of water in Nyeri County. Well, at this moment, we want to tell you a little bit more about what's happening in other parts of Africa, specifically in the Congo. And to help us do this, we want to bring in Kambale Musavuli, who's a spokesperson, Friends of the Congo. Right now he's in Johannesburg. Kambale, I hope you can hear me.
Yes, thank you for having me on the show.
Thank you so much for agreeing to talk to us a little bit about what is happening in the Democratic Republic of Congo. First things first,